when we suggest reform, we often get what we call technical brush-ups. That when people don't agree with the premise of changing gears and making a more sustainable city, we hear reasons why it's impossible in the cities, and we hear the same things all the time. It's a congestion issue, and we have to widen to get out of congestion. It's a trucking issue. We got to move goods and so forth. All of the cities that we showed you, some and some that you're going to see are a lot bigger than Montreal. They all have good movements. They all have manufacturing areas. All these things exist, and every one of them has figured it out. Now, the key, I think, has to do with speed. Even if there is a truck going through, just because it's a truck, does it need to be going 100 kilometers an hour through your city? I think a truck going 100 kilometers an hour is probably more noxious than a truck going through at a safe speed. So, and then where ports evolve, how you do your edge treatments around ports. There's all sorts of strategies to allow trucking to happen. Trucking is absolutely necessary. You need to be able to get goods and services and so forth to downtown and back. But it's not an excuse to keep doing conventional things. The paradigm shift has happened in a variety of places. It starts with cities. Now, however, some state departments of transportation are actually reforming their ideas, something like the Ministry of Transportation. There comes a limiting factor in places that eventually force you to do the sustainable option. So in Montreal, it could happen now, it could happen in a generation from now, maybe you're not at that limiting factor. But in New Jersey, they ran out of money. And now in Pennsylvania, they were running out of money, but what changed them wasn't the fact they were going to run out of money. What changed them was inspired leadership. They actually put a transit person in charge of the State Department of Transportation, and he has started the reform movement there. In other places, it's grassroots that do it. In other places, it's the cities that do it. It doesn't really matter how it happens, but eventually it will happen one way or another. But it is it does require leadership, either from the grassroots or from the top. And then it requires retraining. Sometimes it requires some key retirements or deaths. But we like the retraining model the most.